Welcome to the French Drain Man channel. I'm Robert Sherwood. Want to show you where I'm at in Michigan. I'm in Grosse Pointe Shores. I'll tell you how we ended up here. Our trademark attorney needed help with a yard water problem. They had somebody else come in. Typical, they tried to fix the situation. Did just about everything wrong that you could possibly do installing a yard drain, and with a little bit of luck it rained right before they were supposed to pay this gentleman in full, so it worked out that they didn't get taken for all their money, just the deposit. But look at this beautiful view. I put the drone directly up over the house in Grosse Pointe Shores just to show you Lake St Clair. It's absolutely beautiful. And again, this is not an area that I normally work, but sometimes it is about who you know. All right, we're installing the Screamin' Demon. It's got 2 half-horse power sump pumps. And you can see what we did. You see how we're really deep here, but that's okay. We have the micro Screamin' Demon. It's 25 inches tall. So see how we left a few inches right here? We want the French drain trench to be dry. So this is how you have to do every installation that has to do with a yard drain and a sump pump system. All our bad seeds and our Screamin' Demon are full lineup. If you just make sure that your sump pit is a few inches, you want the water to fall into the sump pit, leaving your yard drain system completely dry. You want to get every last drop. That way you don't have trees, shrubs, root buildup. That's the thing you have to watch out for. If you leave water in your yard drain, if you build it to where it holds water, trees and shrubs can sniff that out, especially during the drought season. They will go searching for water, they'll find it, and over time, they'll ruin your yard drain system. So we took advantage of the fence, ran our electric right there, came out of the basement, right by the AC unit. Nice clean install. The guys did a great job. I'll show you what it looks like once you set this in place and you have your yard drain pipe and your perforated pipe, your solid, your downspouts. I'll show you how that works. It couldn't be easier. We're putting in a Screamin' Demon. This is the micro. We're just going to feed all the roof water to this system to get it out of here. There's no way for the water to get out of this backyard. The water collects in the low points. It's going to do that in any yard. Doesn't matter where you're at. Doesn't matter where you live. The low points of your yard, that's where you want to run your French drain pipe. That's the pickup point. That's our collection area. I like hitting those potholes, all those little spots. You know, right where you see the guys cleaning out the trench right there. There were several potholes right there. And I was like, man, that's found money. That is found money. Let's put some catch basins in right there and connect the yard drain pipe. That pipe will be solid, just like the downspouts. We'll run it on top of our perforated. Right here we got really deep. And that's why the micro Screamin' Demon was the right fit. We needed 25 inches of height, and we have it with the Screamin' Demon. We're running a downspout right to the Screamin' Demon. It's going in the wrong direction. Most people would run this out to the front yard, but everything here is so flat that we're just gonna pump all the water and it's gonna go out a hole that's in the curb. Everybody's got their own ordinances. All I know is I didn't put that hole in the curb and it's just there for me to use. So the story behind that is they paid somebody to put in a yard drain system and it failed miserably. And it basically was trying to drain uphill. It was a collection system to nowhere. So we cut through the pipe, we've seen the pea stone they used. We're upgrading the system to high octane, the FDM yard drainage pipe manufactured by the Baughman Tile Company. All right, we just ran the sprinkler system. This is really important. There's been a lot of repairs here. The guys did a great job. It's super easy to miss a line that's right along the trench, running parallel with your trench. You can think you got them all, but you won't know for sure until you run the system. So we ran the system, pressurized the system. There's 3 zones in this backyard. No leaks. Everything that's been mended is good. System is fine. Here's a few main lines. There's one that's right along the trench. A lot of times you'll nick one of those and not know it. So here we put in a new line right here because it was right in the middle of our trench. Did a repair here. There's our D-box. They already have that hole made for the D-box. Downspout setup. It's beautiful. The trench is so low and so deep here because it was a long run. It was a long run, and as we all know, water does not run uphill. So, we got pretty deep for a yard drain. If you're nearing 2 feet for a yard drain, I mean, for one, it's only necessary if that's what it takes to get the water out. Because I had somebody ask me, shouldn't I go 18 inches deep? No, that's just a bunch of hard work for nothing. If you dig a 14 inch by 14 inch trench and you have a little slope, and you could even be flat when you're taking it to a sump pump discharge. I get a lot of questions in the comment section. What do I do if my yard is flat? You definitely have to use a sump pump system. That way you can drop it into a deep hole, a sump hole, lift the water and take it out to the front yard somewhere where you can discharge it. All right. Valentine just put in a D-box. If you're new to the channel or you just happen to stumble on one of our videos, a D-box that's short for distribution box. Easy for me to say. All right, so we like the solid covers if we're not trying to collect water in a pothole. Keeps, you know, just earthworms are the worst. They somehow end up in all yard drain basins. If you just have an open grate, they're going to crawl in it, and it just smells horrible. So the solid cover is the way to go, unless you're taking in water and moving a lot of water. We're so close to the downspout that we're not going to worry about a clean out. It's very tight right here. I mean, it's been really hard to film. It's been difficult. I'm trying to get you guys some footage with the drone. It's just been, like I said, very tight. So it's been a struggle to film this. And this happens to be where the pump's at, so I know it's what everybody wants to see. So we're running this downspout right into the sump pump pit. You guys are really going to get to see a nice visual. So we got the electric, came out right there, worked out beautiful. Use the fence post for power, for putting the plug on. That's nice. It's clean, it's neat. See, this downspout is just going to lay right here, and it's just going to flood the sump pit along with everything else, and the sump's going to take care of business. This is our Screamin' Demon Micro Screamin' Demon. Valente, he's working on this downspout. There's no D-box here, so we're going to go ahead and do a clean out. We're real deep right here. We got really, really deep. It's pretty flat for the most part, but the water just lays in the back of the yard. And then all the neighboring properties, they elevated their property. At some point, somebody's just got to say, we're going to take it upon ourselves to deal with this yard water issue. We're not just going to bring in trucks of dirt. So there were some potholes here, so we're going to put in a yard drain. What's a yard drain? A yard drain is when you take a solid pipe, has no holes in it, it's solid. Say there's no holes. That's a solid corrugated pipe. We put an inlet basin, so instead of a solid cover, look at this, monster half-inch inlets. We love these. So we're going to drop that in the low points so that we can collect bulk water. That's going to work really, really well. Then all the water runs down the driveway. So this is a pretty cool house in Grosse Pointe, Grosse Pointe Shores. So this is a rear entrance, garage. We're in the backyard. So, the architects years ago, that was a real popular thing, and then preserves the appearance of the home from the street. So, but with all this concrete sloped and done right, it's good concrete. That's what we got plywood down. So, we don't want to have any issues with the concrete. Look at that. We're going to catch all that sheet water coming off. What's sheet water? Sheet water, when you have a flat surface like a roof or a parking lot or driveway, and it's non-permeable, so it's taking in zero water. By the time the water all makes it to the edge, you got sheet water. It's just coming off in sheets and pouring into the yard and flooding the yard, and then the neighbors are flooding this homeowner's yard that we're representing today. So we're going to use the FDM's high octane yard drain pipe. It's manufactured by the Baughman Tile Company. Look at that. It has more inlet than any other pipe in the world. 17 1/4 square inches of inlet. just absolutely ridiculous. So the key is you want to drain your yard water as fast as you possibly can. A slow draining pipe is only going to saturate the soil, and now your pet is coming in with muddy paws and your children are covered in mud. But the water doesn't have a chance at all to saturate the soils if you evacuate it quickly. So this is going to be a full yard dewatering. So we got a downspout here, we got a downspout there, running them to the main line. We're going to have a solid pipe in here already for that yard drain. So we're going to tie in the downspouts. But so that I don't get killed in the comment sections, we're not hooking up to the French drain. We're not going to hook up to the perforated pipe because we don't want debris in our perforated pipe. This pipe takes water in from the outside. It goes through the sidewall and it moves. Now I get this question asked all the time. Doesn't the water just fall out? Okay, so I'm going to do my best. Hopefully that's good enough. So we lay this right at the bottom of the trench. When you cover it with stone, you have this giant void. Water falls to the bottom of the trench and moves through the void. Think of it that way. This creates a giant void. You put two of them in, you got even more void. So that's why you see us do so many, double barrel systems. We do quads. You see it. We can move so much water when we start using 2, 3, 4 of these pipes. So hopefully that helps, because some of our newer subscribers have been back to that again and figured it's time to cover it one more time. All right, so downspout. It's going to be on the solid. We're going to take it to the solid, not the perforated. We don't want to fill the French drain with debris and garbage. Then it's not going to have that big void for us anymore, and it's not going to flow water. Man, we're deep. Woo! Deep dig. And very tight quarters. So this is our solid pipe. They're just going to cut it off right there. The water's just going to fall right into the sump pit. Done. We got 1/2-inch holes drilled throughout our micro SCREAMIN Demon. I mean, this thing is just ridiculous. This thing is just absolutely sick. We're going to have a discharge line. We're going to be up on the fence, and we're going to take it out to the front. They'll just end up cutting that pipe off. The water will just fall right in. We got a D-box, so we're not worried about debris in our sump pit. We're catching it in the distribution box. They're pulling the line underneath all sprinklers right now. It really helps when you have a guy that knows what he's doing working with you. You work together, it goes much quicker. All these yard drain, French drain systems that you see, the dig is the majority of the work. Even putting in a downspout. Digging in the clay is difficult, and that's going to be the majority of your work. So you're gonna have 2 gaskets. This way you have a nice tight fit on the pipe. We have videos showing how to do this, and everything that we use, you guys know we have it in our online store available to you. All right, I'm gonna get out of their way. These guys are looking at only so much daylight left, and it's no fun driving home in the dark every night, so. All right, now's a good time to show you guys what this looks like. So we have the driveway, we got sheet water coming off all this concrete. We have a downspout over there too. Downspout is dumping right to the concrete, which is fine. We're gonna get all that water, we're gonna collect it all. So went ahead and we put our yard drain in. You can see that we have these basins. These basins are gonna collect bulk water. That's what they're for, bulk water. Then the French drain, which they're gonna put in next, but I wanted to show you guys a shot of it before we get all of our perforated high octane. So if you're new to the channel, this is the French Drain Man's high octane yard drainage pipe. It's the first and only purpose-built yard drain pipe in the world. It was made just for yard drains, where all the other corrugated pipes are made for farm use, agricultural use. But before we go ahead and build our French drain, I just wanted to show you how you put a yard drain with solid pipe, because you know there's going to be leaves and debris and all kinds of garbage that's going to go in that basin. Now the basin, you can take the lid off and shop vac it out every once in a while, and then this is going to keep the big debris from falling in. But these are 1/2-inch inlets, so they really take in a lot of water. And this is our solid pipe right there. So that's the FDM high octane yard drain pipe. Strongest single wall pipe in the world for yard drains. It's the only purpose-built pipe, and it's manufactured by the Baughman Tile Company. So okay, this is an internal tee. I don't even think I have this in the online store yet. So that's how, you know, we've been trying things out. Obviously, I don't put anything in the store until my guys, you know, they say, yeah, it's a winner. But we've been using these all year, and they're very cool. We love them. So that means we're going to have to put them in our online store so that the homeowner, the DIYer at home, can order them off of our website. So this is just going to be a blind inlet right there. Yard drain. You know, this is a pothole, big collection area right there. Okay, so this is how you make your yard drain fit. Check this out. All right, you see that? You have your French drain pipe. So this is the void that I talk about. This is the big void at the bottom of the trench. Water falls to the bottom of the trench. When this is full of stone, this creates a giant void at the bottom of the trench. That void moves the water. So people say, doesn't the water just fall out? And I get this question a lot. I don't understand it. Won't the water just fall out? It's legitimate, man. It falls to the bottom. There's a floor. There's a bottom to the trench. There's stone all around here, so the water can just go right through the stone. It goes right through the sidewall of the pipe. And whether it's falling in and out of it, the water's all moving in a giant void that's created at the bottom of the trench just to move water. So that's the best I can do to explain that one. Okay, so, you know, yard drain pipe is the solid. You can hook basins to it. French drain pipe is the perforated with the holes. Both of these pipes are the FDM high octane. So when you see guys on YouTube tying this into their French drain pipe, well, they just gave that client an expiration date on that system, because it's only a matter of time before that system fails, because it's all plugged. And on its way to failure, it's going to work less and less until one day it doesn't work anymore. And that is a fact. That is the truth. That's why we replace those systems all the time, and we never have to replace a system that we put in. Look, 3.5 decades, you know, I have a lot more answers now than I do questions. And I can tell you, we've never had to go back and redo a drain that we put in the way we are showing you guys. The way we burrito wrap our system, the way we don't use inlet basins in our French drain pipe, which again is the perforated pipe with the holes in it. Don't tie no basins to that. The only basin that's tied to that in any of our systems is the outlet basin, where the water just comes gushing out of a basin. So sometimes in our videos, people say, hey, I seen a basin. Yeah, it's an outlet, not an inlet. It's an outlet. So, all right, everybody, it's that time of the day. We're getting ready to really rip here. I mean, all the heavy lifting's been done. We got the dirt out of here. We got the sprinkler system is mended. The fabric is in place. The guys are on their last downspouts. So here, they left this just so I can show you. So you literally, this downspout, you just cut it off. Just cut off the excess. Just cut off the excess. The water just goes right into the sump pit. The solid yard drain pipe, the French drain pipe, both. You just push them down into the sump pit. The water just goes right through our micro Screamin' Demon. Look at that. We got giant 1/2-inch holes drilled throughout the system. We have so much inlet, it's just absolutely ridiculous. You can see that on the ends here, look, all intake. So there's a half horse sump in this, sump pump. Think about that. We are going to be moving a lot of water, upwards to 160 gallons per minute. So as fast as these pipes are bringing in the water, this system is going to lift it up, and we're going to take the discharge end, and we have our PVC that's seamless fittingless, we're just gonna slip it into that screw clamp right there on that rubber coupler. We're gonna run the discharge line down the fence and out to the front yard and get the water down. All right, this is one of our micro Screamin' Demon. Set it and forget it. So the downspout run with solid pipe comes here. The water just falls into the sump pit. Our yard drain pipe, which is a solid pipe as well with basins on it, that's to the right. That goes right there. And then our French drain trench pipe, the perforated, that goes right there. That creates that monster void at the bottom of your French drain that moves all that water. And that giant void that high octane creates, when you have a double barrel system or a triple barrel system, these inlets are so big the water can just move from one pipe to the other as it balances and it seeks level as it's running down the slope of the trench. But right here, this is what we work so hard for. You know, we put all these 1/2-inch holes in the Bachman Tile Company's dual wall culvert pipe. Nothing stronger. You can drive anything on this that you want. We're going to basically just take a rake and we just hold those down and we're going to just dump the stone in with the ditch witches. So this is the fits all, works for any application. You don't need so many places to hook up to discharge your water. I mean, we were getting requests for so many crazy things. You DIYers built some wild stuff. So, you know, you pushed us to run 1/2-inch holes on the sides, bottom and top. I mean, we got inlet all over the place. We increased the inlet. Monster inlet. We increased the inlet by 300%. So all you have to do is just run your pipes right at the bottom of the trench, have your sump pit a little deeper, the water just falls in, and a visual like this really helps, I know. So there you guys go, man. Fits any application, it's super easy, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want to see homeowners struggling, DIYers struggling. We had to make it easier. I know we have a fully plumbed yard drain system that you just drop in, and we're the first to do something like that. But we're working to make it easier and easier. And honestly, all summer long, you know, we put time in seeing what performed well, yet was convenient and easy for the homeowner, DIYer, to install, because not everybody has the equipment we do. So if you can dig a 25-inch hole, because that's what that is, 25 inches deep, that's the micro Screamin' Demon. Now, if you need to be deeper, then you need our full frame. Our full frame is taller yet. I believe it's 30 inches tall. So just go to the full frame. But you want your sump pit to be deeper than all of your drain trenches. The yard drain, which is a solid pipe on basins, and the French drain, which is a perforated pipe surrounded by stone. And the perforated pipe just creates a giant void in the system to move more water. So our pipe moves far more water than stone. That's the point. That's why we like running double barrels when we can. So, you know, we have D boxes to catch the garbage. We have D boxes on the downspouts. Then we just tied it into the solid pipe only. Everything runs to this sump pump pit. Everything. So it's a complete, you know, yard dewatering system. So you, in the duplex model, you can set it up to where you have 2 pumps stubbed and out you go. This homeowner is going to use this duplex model in this capacity. They're going to, you know, it's not will a sump pump fail, it's when. And that sump pump, you know, we have the very best sump pumps. We're actually special ordering our sump pumps so that they take more heat, they take more run time. You know, we're putting everything, you know, through its paces so that we can deliver a better product to the homeowner. And we're there. I mean, this thing is just ridiculous. But the homeowner can just take that lid off and drop a sump pump in, say in 30 years if this sump pump quit. So that's, you know, that's the thought behind that. Otherwise, just the single Screamin' Demon would have been fine. And we do have a heater in here. So we got 2 cords coming out. We got the sump, and then we have the heater. Now, all our sumps come with a 25-foot cord now. I mean, that's a standard. You know, in yard drains, we just need it. All right, everybody. Until that next video.